Hello guys, it's Steve here. It is Sunday, March 12th, 2017. Just opened a can of Pepsi and drank some Pepsi to get some caffeine in me to wake me up because I'm fucking tired as hell. And the reason I'm tired as hell because of fucking daylight savings. Oh, fuck daylight savings. Today is daylight savings. Now, I know I did daylight savings rant last year in 2016 and 2 years ago in 2015, but I'm going to do another one here in 2017 because I feel like it. I have to get this shit off my chest again because, this shit pisses me off so much, daylight savings. Every year when it's daylight savings, I'm always so pissed, so I always have to get it off my chest. I'm going to do another daylight savings rant next year in 2018. I will do another in 2019, and I'll do one every year. But yeah, right now it is 4:50 p.m. It's supposed to be 3:50 p.m., but no, it's 4:50 because last night we had to push clocks an hour forward from 1:59 a.m. to 3 o'clock. We skipped the entire 2 o'clock hour. Like, what the fuck? Why skip the entire 2 o'clock hour? Why skip an hour? Making us lose an hour of sleep. Why do that? What the fuck? What the fuck is the point of daylight savings? Why do we have to do this shit? Oh, we have more sunlight during the summer! And we have to save electricity! Fuck that shit! Fuck that! Who cares about saving electricity? Why should we all lose an hour of sleep just so we could save electricity? That's just stupid. I'm guessing because in the summertime, the sun goes down at, 9 o'clock or 8, whatever. Because if daylight savings didn't exist, the sun would go down like an hour earlier at like 8 or 7. I don't know. I think 8. The sun would go down at 8, which would cause people to use more electricity because we would have a little bit more. We would have an extra hour of darkness causing people to turn on their lights. More lights. You know what I mean? Fuck that. That's just stupid. That is bullshit. People don't turn on and off their lights just because it's dark. They turn on their lights so they can see. There are these, especially schools and shit. Schools and businesses. They have their lights on even when it's bright outside, when it's daytime. Especially schools. You go to school, even though it's daytime and it's bright outside, it's so sunny, they still have the classroom lights on. So that's definitely bullshit. That is absolute fucking stupid bullshit. And we all have to be tired as hell because of this shit. Every year on daylight savings, I always feel like crap. I am always so tired. I'm always lightheaded. And I just always feel like crap. I feel like shit. And even the Monday after daylight savings, you're tired as hell. Because let's just say you gotta go somewhere in the morning, like school, work, maybe go to the gym. I don't know. You go somewhere in the morning. And you usually fall asleep at like, let's just say 11 p.m. That's when you fall asleep. Well, because of daylight savings, 11 p.m. Let me turn down the TV. Because of daylight savings, 11 p.m. is now midnight. Yeah, 11 p.m. is now midnight. So you'll fall asleep at midnight, because you can't fall asleep at 11 p.m. now, because before 11 p.m. was 10 p.m. And, you know, yeah, you can't fall asleep until midnight, and then you have to wake up the next morning, and you're tired because you had to lose an hour of sleep, because you couldn't fall asleep until midnight, because that before was 11 p.m., which is when you were able to fall asleep. You know what I'm trying to say. Having trouble trying to explain this somewhat. Not only that, but the fucking sun's gonna start coming up at 4 a.m. and shit. It's gonna come up at 4 a.m. extra early. It's gonna fuck up my sleep. Because of the damn brightness, I had to put a blanket over my window or a pillow over my head just to prevent the sunlight, the brightness getting in my eyes. You know, fuck that. You know, I hate when the sun comes up so fucking early in the summertime. I hate that so much. You know, why does the sun have to come up that early in the damn summertime? Jesus, don't. You know, I like it better in the winter when the sun comes up at 7 a.m. Jesus, son. Don't come up so early. Come up at 7 a.m., not 4 a.m., because 4 a.m. is way too early. People are still trying to sleep at that time. You're gonna ruin people's sleep. I don't mind the sun going down at 9 p.m. It's just the sun coming up so damn early. And, you know, in the winter time, the sun goes down at, or the sun comes up at 7 a.m. and it goes down at 5 p.m., which I don't mind the sun. I kind of like it when the sun goes down at 5 p.m. in the winter time. I don't know why. A lot of people seem to not like it, but I don't mind it. However, in the summertime, I don't mind the sun going down later. But I just hate when the sun comes up so damn early when I'm trying to sleep. I just fucking hate having to change my clocks and shit on daylight savings or daylight savings ending time. I don't want to have to change the damn time. I don't want to touch my clocks. I want to leave the clocks alone. You know, I don't want to have to take my clock off the wall and push the time an hour forwards or an hour backwards, no matter if it's daylight savings or daylight savings ending time, and then put it back on my wall. And then same with my alarm clock, where I have to push the buttons to change the time an hour forward. You know, I hate having to do that shit. I don't want to do that. I just want to leave my clocks alone. I don't want to touch the clocks. For fuck's sakes. You know, and some people even forget about daylight savings. Some people forget about it and don't realize that they had to change their clocks an hour forwards or backwards until, you know, the next day when they are an hour late or early for school or work or wherever they're going to be at. It's happened to me a few times. I don't remember the last time it's happened, but it's happened before. Like, let's just say at school, there's a kid named Joey, and let's just say he has 4 tardies, and he can't get a 5th tardy. He can't get one more tardy, or else he'll get a detention. Well, he's trying his hardest to not get that 5th tardy because he doesn't want a detention. He's trying to be on time every day. But then it's daylight savings weekend, and he forgets about it. He forgets to change his clocks. And same with his entire family, so they can't even remind him. And, you know, he doesn't hear any reminders, change your clocks forward. He just doesn't remember to push his clock an hour forward. Well, okay, so then he goes to sleep the next night when it's like 11 p.m. when really it's midnight. And then he wakes up he has to be up for school at like 6 a.m., which is now 7 a.m. He wakes up at 6 a.m., then he gets to school at 7 a.m., that's when school starts for him. So when it's 7 a.m., which is now 8 a.m., he gets to school. And he goes in the classroom and realizes that he's an hour late. You were an hour late. Where have you been? You know, that's your fifth tardy. Now you're getting a detention. Now he has to get a detention for getting his fifth tardy because he forgot about daylight savings. Or even at work, Same thing with work. You forget about daylight savings. You go to work the next day. You wake up at 6, which is 7. You get to work at, 7. That's the time you have to be at work, which is now 8 o'clock. You get to work. You're an hour late, and your boss is all mad at you. You were an hour late. Where were you? Where have you been? You are an hour late. That's it. You are fired. He could fire you and shit for being late because you forgot about daylight savings. That's what daylight savings does. Even daylight savings ending time in November, you forget about it. You get to school or work and you realize, where the hell is everybody? No one's here. Where is everybody at? Oh my god, that's right. This weekend was daylight savings ending time. I'm an hour early. Oh, and I could have slept in. Yeah. People forget about daylight savings. And yeah. In Saskatchewan, Canada, or Arizona, or Hawaii, you don't do daylight savings there. Some places don't even do daylight savings. Like, Saskatchewan, Canada doesn't do daylight savings. Arizona doesn't do daylight savings. I believe Hawaii doesn't do daylight savings, and a few other places. So they're lucky they don't have to do daylight savings. They don't have to change their clocks at all. They leave their clocks alone all year round. The only thing it does though is it fucks up like their TV schedule. Fucks up their TV schedule. Like, let's say for example, SpongeBob SquarePants. Let's just say SpongeBob is usually on at 6 p.m. Well, because of daylight savings everywhere else, SpongeBob SquarePants will now be at 5 p.m. instead of 6 p.m. And then when daylight savings ending time comes everywhere else, it'll go back to 6 p.m., It'll just switch times. But still, they're lucky they don't have to do daylight savings. Why is it that some places don't have daylight savings and some places do? Either everybody should have daylight savings or nobody should have daylight savings. And in my opinion, nobody should have daylight savings because it's crap. Again, screw saving electricity. It's just stupid as hell. Who the fuck invented daylight savings? Who came up with this shit? Do you think it's funny? Let's create daylight savings. Daylight savings will be, we have to push clocks an hour forward every second Sunday in March, and we have to skip from 1:59 to 3 p.m. We have to skip the entire 2 o'clock hour, and it'll cause people to lose an hour's sleep, causing them to be very tired every morning on daylight savings, and even the day after. Yeah! God, it's not funny. God, whoever came up with daylight savings isn't just a fucking idiot. Screw daylight savings. The shit needs to end. And also what my friend Sean told me, because he lives in Saskatchewan, he doesn't have to do daylight savings. He told me that he doesn't have to do daylight savings, but he has to change his batteries from his smoke detectors, which I don't know what the hell that has to do with the time, but that's pretty bullshit. But yeah, daylight savings is stupid. Daylight savings, I heard it causes heart attacks too. A few years ago on the news, I heard them talking about daylight savings can cause heart attacks and, you know, could just fuck up your body, can cause damage to your body. If it's bad for you, if it causes heart attacks, then they need to stop doing this shit then. They need to stop this shit. They need to just cancel daylight savings if it can kill people. Jesus. If it kills people, if it, you know, causes heart attacks, then fucking end it. Stop continuing to do it. Jesus. I even did research about it to see, you know, and yeah. Maybe I'll put a link in the description of an article where it talks about daylight savings causing heart attacks and shit. But yeah. You know, we need to sign a petition to end daylight savings because it's just fucking stupid. Fuck daylight savings. This shit needs to end. Who cares about saving electricity? You know, nobody likes being fucking tired. Some people, again, forget about daylight savings and they end up being late for work or school or early for school or work. But yeah, and I do like the one in November better because you get an hour of sleep, an extra hour of sleep, but still, we should just leave the clocks alone all year round. Fuck daylight savings. Fuck daylight savings! Leave the clocks alone! God! Yeah, this is my video. Fuck daylight savings, and yeah. See you later, guys. Goodbye. Have a good one.